Welcome back to East Texas Live on KETK. Well, joining us now is Eileen Neff from CHRISTUS Trinity Mother Francis. And today she's going to talk a little bit about immunizations. Good morning.
Good morning.
And now is really the time to talk about it because kids are heading back to the classroom pretty soon.
Correct. That's
so this
right.
is a good time of year for everyone to get their vaccines.
It is, yes. Very good time to get kids back into the office and get them caught up on their vaccines.
So what do kids need right now then? What are the vaccines we're talking about?
So the vaccine schedule depends on the child's age. So the types of vaccines that they receive and also which ones depend on their age. So we start at birth with their first vaccine, and then at their 2-month checkup, the 4-month well checkup, and on up until they've received all of their vaccines. The full vaccine schedule can be viewed at the CDC's website. The CDC collaborated with scientists, doctors, and researchers to come up with the vaccine schedule that is both safe and effective.
I mean, a lot of times these kids, I think it's required to get vaccines, or they can't even head back to school. So besides that, I mean, why is it so important to get vaccinated?
Well, it's important to get vaccinated because we don't want these diseases that we've never seen before, such as polio and diphtheria and tetanus, to come back again. They used to be prevalent diseases, and it just goes to show how successful and how effective vaccines are, because we don't see these diseases anymore.
Yeah, and so why do you think maybe people are hesitant to get their children vaccinated then?
Well, I think that you know, most parents are conscientious parents and haven't seen these diseases, and I think that you know, that has developed a little bit of complacency with it, and I think it's important to know that these diseases really still exist, especially in other parts of the world. And so just because we've never seen polio doesn't mean that it's not still out there.
We don't want to become too lax, because then it could become an issue.
Definitely could become an issue. And we have seen it become an issue when we've had mumps outbreaks and measles outbreaks and things like that. So.
Well, and what are some of the kind of myths out there about vaccines then, maybe? Because a lot of times you hear, I'm not going to get the flu shot because then I'm going to get the flu.
Yeah, that's a really good one. That happens every year. And it's interesting because the flu vaccine actually contains an inactivated flu virus.
Okay.
And that means that the virus has been killed, so it can't possibly cause the flu. But what the flu vaccine does is it stimulates our immune system so that when we see the flu, we have a good immune response to it. And some of that immune response, I think, is confused with the flu, so we may develop fever, achiness. But the most common reaction we see actually with the flu vaccine is some redness or tenderness at the site of injection. So the flu vaccine absolutely cannot cause the flu.
But at the end of the day, it really is a better option to get the vaccines then.
Oh, absolutely, because when we don't get our vaccines, then we have a gap in our protection. And that's a problem because, you know, one of the ways in which vaccines works is that if we protect everybody around us with vaccines, then some of the most susceptible people, such as newborns and infants who haven't received their vaccines yet, and even adults or children who are immunocompromised, such as with cancer, are protected. So 90 to 95% of the population needs to be protected so that we don't see these diseases come back again.
And like you said, it's easy to keep track of everything because the CDC has a schedule set, and so people can just hop online and know what they need to get for their kids or for themselves, really.
Exactly. It's very standardized. There's only one vaccine schedule that's been approved, and it has been, you know, extensively studied, and so it is the only safe and effective, you know, vaccine schedule that we have out there.
Okay, some good information. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, up next.